and welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and in today's tutorial we're going to explore the camel stitch. Yes, camel is in the desert animal. So what we have here today is that we have a sample of a project that we are working on, and Colleen, my assistant crocheter, came back with me with this pattern, and it looks fabulous, but I thought, you know, that's not the same pattern that was in the model. And what I'd realized, and I haven't even told her at the time of filming this, is that she's actually made a mistake and she's gone into a back loop of the crochet to form this, because what should have happened is that the top row should have turned over to explore it to be looking like this. So today I'm going to show you how to do the camel stitch, because it's very different from doing the back loop stitch. So looking more carefully, what happens in the back loops here is that when you do back loops you end up with the signal line that comes along like this. When you do the camel stitch, what happens is that it turns over not only the one stitch that you see here, but both of them, so that it turns and looks almost like it's braided when it comes along. So that's a matter of how to look at it when you're actually working on the project. Once you get used to this concept, it's really easy to maintain. I'm about to start a revolution now, and we're about to explore the camel stitch, and because I've shown you in a hat, I'm going to show you this in a hat, because it's easier to do the camel stitch when it's in a complete circle such as a hat. So let's do half double crochet at this time, and we're going to start off, but we're going to be doing the first stitch as the camel stitch. So we're just going to start off by chaining 2. Now how to look for the camel stitch row basically that you have to go into is that you can clearly see you have 1 and 2, and these are the regular stitches that we'd work into. So that's the front loop, that's the back loop, but the camel loop in the back, or the camel hump, or whatever you want to call it, is actually beyond that. So what you need to do is that you count 1, 2 and turn it, and there is the third right there, right in there. So we're going to just wrap our yarn and go into that one like that. Okay, so we're going to use that like if it was a back loop, and then just half double crochet. Once you do the first one, it becomes really easy. See how it's just jumping at you? It automatically turned that one forward on you. So then it becomes really easy to do these stitches once you do the very first one. Okay, so if you're ever lost, you just look for the regular 2. So front loop, back loop, and there is the third, which is the camel stitch in behind. And it doesn't matter if you're doing single crochet or double crochet or treble crochet, it doesn't matter. You will always see that back loop in the back. That's how easy it is. So even though right now I'm doing the camel stitch on this particular row, the camel stitch will be available to me on this row even that I'm doing right now, because you have 1, 2, and look, there is the third. And it just becomes really easy, and that's how that hat that I showed you in the preview is working, is that it's working in the back here to give it the braiding kind of chain look on the front of the hat to make it really kind of cool. So basically if the hat was actually turned properly, so this would be the outside of the hat, and so if it's easier you can manipulate how you want to look at the project when you're crocheting it. It's up to you, but again it's just a matter of getting that first one in. So let me finish this revolution, and then I'll even show you a double crochet just to prove my point that it does work in different ways. And when you come all the way to the end, you just do what you normally do. You just slip stitch like so, and then just slip it to the top of wherever you're working like that. Okay, so let's do the camel stitch, but in double crochet. So you got 1, 2, and 3, and again looking at the stitch. So you got 1, 2, turn it. Oh, there is the third. It's right in behind. And once again, once I get that first one, they all just want to kind of just turn over on you. So you got 1, 2, and there's the third. In actual fact, once you start turning it, these all look like regular stitches, right? But it's actual fact, it's the back of the stitch, which is the camel stitch, which I guess represents the hump of the creature. So again, once you get that first one in, you can just blaze along. It's really no big deal. It's just a matter of training your eyes on what to look for, where you need to count, and just basically play along. And what happens is that you end up with this braiding look, almost like this is like perfect for cuffs, anything really. It's actually a really great little stitch, and so that's how you do the camel stitch. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd, and we'll see ya.